You're live. Whoever they were left. Let's see. That one. Got it. Oh, commercial break time. I still don't know if anybody can hear me. Nobody's here, but I don't know if anybody can hear me.
QR code, okay. Oh, look, it's great. Dr. Zanzata. Dr. Taylor's a great listener. Meh. Well, who do you like? Dr. Stafford is available today, super understanding, and girl, he's seen way worse. Thanks, Rash.
You've got more options than you know. Look out. This is Cassie. She never really paid attention to her credit scores until she got a credit card and used her scores to score more, like her first ride. When it was time to upgrade, she found around for lower insurance rates.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm here.
Oh, yeah, where she needs to go. And there she go. Into the credit card. Download the free money app. We can onboard Visa.
This is
Perfect.
to get a guaranteed message.
It's on the commercial right now, so I'm just waiting for it to come back. So I'm on the West Coast, but it starts earlier on the East Coast. So what I did is I downloaded the USA Network app, and when you download that, you just hook up whatever streaming service you have, and you get to watch it as it's actually live instead of waiting. Took me forever to set it up.
Keep switching scripts. Swear about communism.
When I started Bright Star Care, I had one focus: to provide a higher standard of
What
care.
does that say?
Safe, reliable, nurse-led care.
Hey, magic.
That's been my goal for 20 years, and it always will be. Now, local agencies are looking for experienced.
Yeah, so because I live on the West Coast, I usually don't get to watch Raw until, well, Raw or SmackDown until, what would that be? 8 o'clock my time? Technically, it's 8 o'clock their time right now. 5 o'clock. No, wait. Now you got me confused. Yes, this is my favorite team. Orlando Magic for life. I don't want to spoil anything just in case you're not actually watching it right now. But yeah, what was I saying? I was saying, so it's 5 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock their time on the East Coast, which is when Raw is actually live. I'm not watching, but it's just Raw. You can tell me if you wanna. Okay, that's cool. Well, so if you want to know, they're having the six-man tag match, Imperium versus New Day, excluding Big E, of course. And their teammate is Jey Uso. What do you mean it's just Raw? You don't enjoy watching Raw? I'm just curious. Sounds like average start to Raw. Yeah, pretty much. I do, but those matches aren't that important. It's basically a filler match. You know what? You're absolutely right. It's just a filler match. I think they do it though, so that way how do I put it? So that way they can show off what talent they do have, you know? So instead of just like, you know how AEW has like all of these people that you never ever see, except maybe like once in a blue moon, and then oh, you see him and you're like, wow, that was awesome. It was nice to see him, and then you never see him again. This is their way of keeping every single wrestler fresh in the minds of fans. At least that's what I think. It could also be to further storylines or anything. Giving talent on my TV, but I already know these characters. Yeah, I mean, my only guess is so this is a way of like the match I just described to you. Imperium, New Day, and Jey Uso. Because it seems like Jey Uso is going for the Intercontinental Championship. And I watched highlights of reaction though. See, that's what I used to do. I used to do that all the time too. And then I wanted to see like the whole, I don't know how to put it, the whole show. I wanted to see the whole show. So I don't know. I went back earlier today and I was watching King of the Ring from 1996 and then like the Raw episodes after that. it's so strange to see how the product has changed since then. Because of course back then the shows were only like an hour long and you can only fit so much into an hour. Oh, okay, Jay. I wasn't expecting that. If you want to know, shoot, I forgot his name. Gunther had a Kofi Kingston in like a Boston Crab, and she just walked in the ring and slapped. Oh man, commercial break time. So what you been up to today? If you're still here, you might be. So Jay is going after Gunther. From what I understand, yeah, he's going for Gunther. I don't know if it's going to be on a Elimination Chamber at the end of the month. I would imagine it would be because all of the main eventers are either injured or their storylines have been so thrown out of whack. And then Imperium, so Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, I assume they're going to go for the tag titles, or one of the two teams are, because I don't think it makes any sense for them to be fighting just to fight. Because I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but there's no titles in the picture, so it just seems kind of thrown out there to give them all something to do. Kind of like what you said, give them TV time. Interesting, but I hope not for WrestleMania. Solo versus Gunther would be more interesting. What do you think? So, to me, Gunther is an interesting character because it seems like Spike versus Chop. Ooh, I actually do like that. Now that you bring that up, that is actually because I never would have even thought about that, but I do like that because I was gonna say Solo seems kind of so, I hate to say it, but bland. He's just kind of, the enforcer guy that just is always standing there. And then Gunther has this like old school kind of like foreign heel. If you think of like the Iron Sheik, Ivan Koloff, some of those guys, he really reminds me of the like old 70s, 80s, 90s foreign heels. And he does it in kind of like the same way, but it's fresh. And so I was gonna say him being like that, and then Solo being, you know, just it'd be kind of boring. But I kind of like the Spike versus Chop aspect. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they'd put that on Elimination Chamber though, because I can't see that being on the WrestleMania card either. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. Can you see me all right? Is it too dark or anything? Because if so, I can go get a light real quick. I mean, Brock versus Gunther would be best, but as a substitute, you could live with Gunther versus Solo. So the only thing with that is because Brock is such a huge name, he's a ticket seller, you know? So Solo, while yes, being part of the bloodline and everything, he's not that much of a name, so he's not going to sell as much tickets as Brock would have. I see. Okay, or Gunther. I mean, Brock Lesnar versus, okay, defends in a battle royal. You want him to defend his title in a battle royal? because even him, like defending it in a battle royal could be interesting because he's been the or how do I put it? So like Gunther's been in the Royal Rumble twice now, right? I think I think he's only been in it twice. And so the two times he's been in, he's been one of the final guys, when Cody won it the first time, he was, number two. He was the last one. This time I think he was third. He was like fourth or third or something like that. Because I think it was Drew was fourth, then Gunther, then Punk, and then Cody, of course, won it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to push him to the moon, let him survive a battle royal. Randy, Ray, I think you meant to say Omos, etc. So I think they do want to push him to the moon. The problem is he's stuck with the quote unquote mid card title, you know? And because of that, they they're having to put like all these mid card guys against him. And it's like, who do we have this guy that we want to push to the moon drop the belt to, you know? And I think that's the most difficult thing with Gunther right now. And same thing with like Roman, Seth, Rhea. They've all held the belt for so long that who do you have them drop it to that one makes sense and two is believable? Because it has to make sense story wise. And if the fans don't believe in it, then you're kind of, in a bind there. I did have this one theory that maybe sometime in the future, I don't know, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, I don't know, but maybe Gunther doesn't lose the title to someone else. Instead, he beats, let's say Seth Rollins is still World Heavyweight Champion. He beats Seth for the title and is double champion, and he just relinquishes the Intercontinental Championship, making it vacant and saying, "This is now worthless to me. You guys can have it," or I don't know how they would exactly do it. They'd have to do it in a way that still puts over the title, but doesn't hurt it, Because every wrestler knows they would rather have a world title instead of, a mid card title, right? So it would make sense that he no longer needs the Intercontinental Championship because he wants the world title. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff I think of when I'm at work and stuff. So solo winning through toughness and bloodline or relinquishing makes sense the most to me. And whoever picks the belt up elevates the title again by bringing the old design back. Okay, but which old design you talking about? Because there's the one I grew up with that's the one I picture when I think of the Intercontinental title. Are you talking about like the white belt design that Cody had? Are you talking like OG, like way back in the day? Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of the one I was raised up on. Let's see. This guy, this bad boy right here. I wanted this belt so bad. Whichever fits the title holder. Oh, that makes perfect sense, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe you can see that. Maybe if I put it closer. This guy. That's the guy that I grew up with. I wanted that so badly as a kid. Well, so like, who do you think would be like the best person? If let's say he wins the world title and he relinquishes it it becomes vacant and maybe they do a tournament or they do a battle royal, whichever. Who do you think would be the best person? Because I'm genuinely curious because I feel like there's so many people now in the WWE that could hold it, you know? Oh, they're showing the shoot, what was it called? It was a thing in Vegas. Did you hear about that too? The Rock, Roman, and Cody all in Vegas. Solo or someone new WWE signed. If Okada would have signed, imagine we had Seth WrestleMania 38 moment where Gunther waits and Okada comes in and wins the title. Hmm. Well, I heard Okada was going to AEW, so but Solo the only issue with Solo is I don't know if they're still doing the brand split. That's the thing, you know? Because if they're still it seems like The Rock is able to jump from show to show as he pleases. Cody is able to jump from show to show if he pleases. Roman to an extent, and those seems to be the only three that they're allowing to jump from Raw to SmackDown to NXT or wherever they want to go. But I think Solo is like quote unquote exclusive to SmackDown. So then he would have to jump ship to Raw, right? I mean, I guess they can make it happen storyline wise, but you know, I don't know how they would. I mean, they could always do a tournament to see who faces Gunther and add in Raw and SmackDown superstars. That could be interesting, and that could be a way of bringing him over without having to do like another draft or anything.
Just like your dad. If your grandfather was here, his grandfather was here, they'd be ashamed. And we're talking about his blood. We're talking about something.
Man, I wish I could have seen that live. They're showing the thing from Las Vegas, the kickoff show that they did for WrestleMania. I wish I could have seen it live, man. I really wish I could have. I was stuck at work though. If they had just had it like a few hours earlier, I could have went and saw it. Some of it, but was late, so I went to bed. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Oh, enjoy your free preview each week. What is going on? Where's the controller? Link TV provider. Oh, I already did that. Yeah, it started at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Where do you live? Enter your activation code. All right, go to Austria. Yo, I have never met somebody from Austria. That's crazy. Let me see. I gotta put this back in. It cut off for some reason. Activate NBCU. All right, let's see. H. Oh, did I put it in wrong? All right, continue. Let's see. There we go. We're back. Austria. That's dope, man. So that means you're like, huh? I'm trying to think. Yeah, what time is it there in Austria right now? If you don't mind me asking. I'm gonna go grab a light real quick. 'Cause, man, it is dark in here. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll grab a light. Here we go. Let's see if this light will work. Let's see if that makes it a little brighter. Oh, that is so much better. It's back on commercial again. Watch some of it. It was late, so I went to bed. It's still on commercial. You know what? When you have no commercials whatsoever, like at all, and it's just a screen with a logo and it's just silent, you kind of miss commercials a little bit because you're like, what are we doing here? Let's see. Austria. I still can't believe that. Austria. Let's see. Oh.
In order to move forward, it helps to look back. To learn from the pioneers and trailblazers.
To gain inspiration from those
Woo! Austria is far away.
June.
Let's see what Google says Austria is best known for. Castles, palaces, and buildings. Let's see. Among other architectural works, some of Austria's most famous castles include Festung. Oh my God, I'm going to butcher this. Festung Hohensalzburg, Burg Hohenwerfen, Castle Liechtenstein, and Schlob Artstetten. Oh, Oh, thank God you only found castles. What did you think I found? All that came up. When did Austria split from Germany? Is that what you're afraid of me looking up? Because I know Germany's got a bad rap. A guy with a funny mustache. Okay, that's okay. That's what I kind of assumed. You like living in Austria? But let's forget about that. Yeah, we don't need to. Never happened. I want to see some like pictures of because I love nature and I like seeing like the nature of different countries and everything. Like where the buildings aren't, where it's just like pure nature and all that. Yeah, I feel pretty safe here. Good system and all that. That's good. Look up. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna try and pronounce it right now though. Let's see. So I think sometime I'm not sure at all. But I think sometimes W's can be pronounced as V's and sometimes they just stay as W's. So is it like Waldviertel or Waldviertel? Something like that? Wald very close. All right. With the first one or the second one was close. Let's go to all. With English first one. All right. So I looked it up. It's showing like I'm oh wow, it's going too fast. Oh, okay. Go back. Kittenberger Erlebensgarten. Domain. Doman. Wachau. Don't know what that is. Schloss Rosenberg. That sounds like a name. Like that's somebody's name. Oh, I completely missed the finish to the first match. Whoops. But we just having a good time, right? Is a huge man. How do I get this thing out of here? Can I move this thing? Huge. I can't see the word because this little thing is in the way. Bez is something? Fired with wolves and foxes and castles. So it's kind of like a what is the name of the game? The Witcher. It's kind of like The Witcher almost. It's a huge forest. Okay, I see the word now. You beautiful. Okay. Oh, so that itself is a huge forest. We can hype and camp there. That sounds awesome. But when I looked it up, it has like all these different, maybe these are just different places within that area. I'm not sure. But this one's like just a restaurant. Or this one kind of looks like I don't know if you would know what Alcatraz is. Because Alcatraz is very popular, or I shouldn't say popular, famous in America has small places for tourists and hotels. Okay, so that's what it's showing me. I see. Because this one, Altensteiner Staus is how I would imagine you not spell, but pronounce that. Looks like a cool little island with a castle on it. And a zoo, I believe. Man, I like zoos, but I also dislike zoos because it's like you just see the animals all caged up and everything. But if you're able to go on like those safari rides where they have like acres and acres of land so the animals can actually live like they would where they're from, that's cool. That's cool. But seeing like all those animals just caged up and everything, man, whew, I don't know about that. Hey, we got somebody else here. Hi, whoever you are. Thanks for watching. Right now, Raw is currently on commercial break. The match that was on and will come back on once commercial break is over is Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed to see who is in the Elimination Chamber. Which I don't know about you guys, but I don't really care for Bronson Reed. I'd rather see Bobby Lashley in it, even though I don't too much care for Bobby either. Bobby winning for sure. Bronson not ready. I just don't think he has the charisma. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how any other way to put it, but it's just like it doesn't seem like he has the charisma. Like Razor Ramon had like a swagger to him. Stone Cold Steve Austin was like, mm, you mean Bronson doesn't have charisma? Like he's not. Oh, how do I put it? So in order for me, right, in order to be a good professional wrestler, you have to be decent in the ring, right? Because there's a lot of people who are really, really famous from professional wrestling who aren't that great in the ring and insanely good on the microphone. Like if you're insanely good on the microphone, it doesn't matter how good you are in the ring. Yeah, I don't even know what Bronson stands for or why he wrestles. Like, what's his deal? Yeah. So, see, that's the thing. That's how you know they have booked a character bad. If you don't know why they're wrestling, there's no reason to watch them, you know? I know he did a promo. I think it might have been last week or the week before or something like that. And he was like, I'm here to win a championship or something like that. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. But what else? You know? Like, what are we even doing here? Yeah, but why? But why do you want a championship? Like for me, right? If like let's say I was a professional wrestler, I'm not. I've never been in the ring. Why do you want a championship? Right. Like for me, if I was a wrestler, because if I was a wrestler, I'd be like, I've been watching wrestling ever since I was a kid, and I want to, it's been my dream ever since then. I know that's a lot of wrestlers. That's why they got into wrestling because they watched it as a kid. They want to be just like the heroes they grew up watching and be a hero for some kid who might be watching and that, you know? But at least that's something. That's something more than just, I'm here to win a belt. Okay. I'm here to get paid. Okay. And do you have a passion for wrestling? If so, show it in your character. If you grew up watching the product, show it in your character. Because I mean, your whole character doesn't have to be that, but you can show glimpses of those things that first brought you into wrestling. That is funny though, because it's shiny. That's good. That's a good one. And one, two, kick out. Okay. I also wanted to say, this is my first time ever live streaming anything. So thank you for being here. The two of you. It says there's two of you here, so I don't know if it's just Heart Attack 35 or if there is somebody else here. Sure, you're very cool and entertaining. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I really enjoy wrestling. It's a huge passion of mine, and I like making the videos that I make, whether it be the shorts or the long form content. I want to try and do more live streams. I already left the sub. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, Bobby won. There we go. See, you called it. But yeah, I really enjoy making the videos. It's not only fun for me to record and edit the videos, but it's also about like the conversations like this. This is so much fun right now because right now I'm sitting at home all by myself, and now I get to. It feels like I mean I know you said you're not watching it right now, but it feels like somebody's sitting here watching it with me, and we're just going back and forth of, oh, maybe they should do this in the elimination chamber, or they should do this with the title and everything. I love that kind of stuff, man. So they have three people so far for the men's: Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Bobby Lashley. I've always wanted to try actually training, like get in a ring, run the ropes. Um, what do they call it? Take a bump. That's what I was trying to think of. I was gonna say sell, but I've always wanted to try that. But the closest I looked it up, the closest school to me, wrestling school, is I think it was hour away, hour and a half, something like that. Mhm.
Sammy, thank you so much for agreeing to this follow-up. Last week or that you're a contender who will become a champion. But since then, you lost your match on SmackDown to qualify.
It seems like they're switching Sammy's character to like a more serious character, doing these like little interview things.
You talk to any contender, any athlete, when they talk about doing something and we come up short, there's a feeling of embarrassment. And if I say I'm going to be Drew McIntyre, I'm not going to be Drew McIntyre. There is a part of you that's embarrassed, that wants to call to bed, but doesn't want to show up to work next week. It's something I've thought many times in my career.
What? Can you hear the TV, or can you only hear me? I just want to make sure, because if you can hear the TV, then cool, that's fine. But if you can only hear me, then it's, you know.
One main event WrestleMania, I want to believe in myself because otherwise nobody else will. And that belief in myself will carry me to WrestleMania. That belief in myself is what's carried me throughout my entire career.
Mhm.
I still believe what I said. When I said last week, I am a contender and I will be a champion. Jackie, it's a promise, and I will get it. Be a champion. Jackie, it's a promise, and I will get it. And it's not going to be an easy path, but it's a path I'm willing to walk to get there.
Yeah, I hear both. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome.
Every time. Sorry. Sorry.
Man, I hate what they did to Shinsuke. Like, don't okay, I shouldn't say I hate it. I don't hate what they did. I think what they did to him was so good, and they ruined it by making him just lose over and over and over and over and over again. It just, oh man, because they were doing like the little anime style. I don't know what you call them. Maybe because they're like promos, but it's not a promo because he's not, physically there talking. I guess a promo. But they were doing the little anime promos when he was going against Seth and everything, and that was so awesome. And then he lost to Seth, and then he lost to Seth again. So awesome. And then he lost to Seth, and then he lost to Seth again. And then he lost to Cody Rhodes like 2 or 3 times. And he hasn't won in like months at this point. But like right now, they're still trying to make him out to be like this badass samurai character. And it's like, man, Shinsuke, a personal feud, something that's just entertaining, short, so that he can gain the attention and momentum. Yeah, but he's losing all the time, and it seems like now they want to put him in a feud with Sammy, which is fine. I want to see them two wrestle because they're both great wrestlers. But does that mean Sammy's just going to win again? Or I mean, not again, but win because Shinsuke has done nothing but lose? Or are we going to make Sami Zayn look extremely weak and have him lose to Shinsuke? Like maybe start kicking people in the balls again? No, we don't. We don't need that. We don't need that. We no. When your whole character is just hitting somebody in a certain body part, that's kind of like that's weak writing, man. Like, because wasn't he facing? Yeah, I think he was facing AJ Styles for the title, right? When he was doing that whole ball kicking, ball punching thing. You don't like what he's doing right now? With the whole trying to be like badass and everything, kind of like mysterious and all that out of nowhere. Or that, I mean, that could be a thing. They could put Randy Orton and Shinsuke in a tag team and just call it out of nowhere because RKO is out of nowhere, and then he gets him in the balls out of nowhere. Oh man, this is fun. This is great. I love doing this. I should have started this a lot sooner. And these commercials, or I should say lack thereof of commercials. Everyone says they don't want commercials, and then once commercials are gone while you're watching live TV, and it's just complete silence. It's the worst, man. Yesterday I got a message. Yeah, like he just randomly starts appearing in matches and just kicking people. Oh man. like, and then just leaves with a huge smile on his face. I mean, that's a good way to create feuds, especially like if let's say two people are going for whatever championship and he's like, "Oh, I want to maybe screw over the champion." So he, walks in the ring. Like he feuds, he has nothing like in feuds he has nothing to do with. Yeah, I could see that. I could see, but I don't want his I know how good of a wrestler Shinsuke is, and just thinking about that, like he could just be kicking people in the balls and that's it, you know? Like, yes, while entertaining, I'd rather see him like do everything he can in a ring, you know? And I know he can't in WWE because they have certain like this formulaic um wrestling style. Like you can almost get the beats. Like at WrestleMania 40, Cody versus Roman, Shinsuke runs from the crowd and ting and kicks Roman in the balls and just runs away from security. I mean, man, I think people would be really, really mad if that happened. Because I think they want to see Cody definitively beat Roman, because like if Solo didn't interfere at last WrestleMania, it definitely would have been Cody going over, right? Because he had him in the crossroads in the corner, he was gonna go bang, and then it would have been 1, 2, 3. But then Solo went. The new Undertaker. Undertaker. The Undertaker used to just appear out of no. I mean, I know he used to appear out of nowhere, but I thought it would only be in like people he already was in a feud with, right? Or am I remembering things wrong? Because I remember he like with Kane, instead of the gong and tombstone, we have a guitar riff and a ball. Man, you just keep coming up with these one-liners, man. Instead of a gong and a tombstone, we have a guitar riff and a ball. Man. Oh, here's Cody. Now, 2016 upwards was all random. Was it? 2016 was. Wait, okay, I'm trying to think. Because he lost to Brock at WrestleMania 2014, right? And then 20. Oh, I can't remember now. I think 2014 was Brock. And that's when the streak ended. And then maybe he wasn't there 2015. Undertaker just did whatever he wanted from 2016 upwards. Now you got me curious. Now I gotta look it up. Cause from what I understand, he lost to Brock 2014. Let's see. Undertaker. Hope it helps if I can spell right. WrestleMania matches. Let's see. Because like from 2015 was Bray. Oh, that's right. 2016 was. So did he have a storyline going into Bray? I can't remember. Or did he just jump in on Bray too? 2017 was Roman, but let's pretend that never happened. That's when Roman beat him, right? Because did he have two matches with Undertaker at WrestleMania, or it's just the one, right? I gotta think now. Background, the streak. Can I just get a list of who he fought? Major feuds, okay, I don't care. Um, man, I'm on Wikipedia and they don't have a list. Oh yes, Bray versus Taker was kayfabe wise one of the best storylines ever. Was it? Because I stopped watching from like I want to say 2012, and I started back watching somewhat 2019, a lot more 2020, and 2021 is when I really, really, really picked it back up. So I might have to go back and watch like their feud. If you're saying if it's that good, kayfabe wise, I might have to go back and watch it because let's see, match statistics. Oh, here we go. Here we go. They do have a list on Wikipedia. Oh, that's only the streak. Kane, McFarrell. Here, I'll go away from Wikipedia. Let's just see. I just want to know all of them.
You guys.
Let's see. What is Cody talking about?
Major voices heard. A full week trending worldwide, posting about it, screaming about it, shouting about
Is it just me? Or like when someone comes back like The Rock? I'll just say, especially The Rock, I just go, ugh. Because Bray wanted to become the new face God of Fear, but Undertaker was on that throne. However, Undertaker seemed missing, and Bray needed to defeat him in order to get the throne and also get the something. So when he did when Bray had his little feud with LA Knight, and I think it was the Raw after, I think that was the Royal Rumble when it happened. Uh and they had Undertaker and Bray in the ring with LA Knight, and they did kind of a passing of the torch from Taker to Bray. And it's like now that Bray has passed away, it's like how do you put it? I don't even know how you put something like that because what did he pass? Is the torch still passed to Bray? Or like is it like now that Bray has passed away, does the torch go back to Taker and he has to now find somebody else? Powers of and also get the powers of the throne. Undertaker, which is in control of the light and darkness, so he provoked Taker until Undertaker responded by lighting Sister Abigail's chair on fire with a lightning and saying, "I'm not." Oh, is that no, 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 no. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Never mind.
at the end of the day. Look, you got the Cody Klein babies, you got the Cody fans, and you got Cody himself. There's a clear distinction between the three. But the Rock says this, those Cody crybabies, the ones from every 10 tweets, they're shoving a chicken McNugget in their mouth, every 20 tweets, they're shoving 2 McNuggets up their ass. What is this? All you gotta do is sit back, know your role, shut your mouth, and enjoy the ride that the Rock is gonna take your candy asses on. So hashtag that, hashtag shut your bitch asses up, hashtag Cody crybabies. Yes. It's all your fault.
I'm not dead yet. And Vasily Vasily accepting his challenge. It was basically the Lord of Darkness versus the Prince of Darkness. If Bray would have won, he would have been unbeatable, kayfabe wise, stronger than Fiend. I don't know about that because they booked the Fiend so strong. Like I wasn't watching at the time that the Fiend was around and everything, but I did go back and watch some of that stuff because I was very curious about it. And they booked him so strong till that Hell in the Cell match with Seth Rollins. That Seth Rollins match ruined the Fiend. Like absolutely ruined him. And like also to because you say Prince of Darkness, isn't that Finn Balor? Isn't he the Prince of Darkness with his oh what does he call it? It's not Beast, it's not Fiend, but his he has that character where he puts all the paint on and everything. What is that called? I have to look it up. Finn Balor, alter ego.
Slap me in the face and slap.
What is it? What is it? Demon. Demon Finn Balor.
I recognized the look in Rock's eyes that was no longer the people's energy. It was malevolence. The Rock and Roman Reigns together. That's the perfect story.
No, you don't understand. He would have had Undertaker's powers. Bray would have been able to kick out of everything and take wrestler souls, etc. Also, Balor is Demon King. Demon King. That's right. That's right. So okay, let me see if I understand correctly. You're saying that if however Lord of Darkness kayfabe wise would have been above Demon King. Right, of course, right. So you're saying that if Bray had beat Taker at Mania, uh beating the streak, he would have basically absolved all of Taker's powers and have would have been like Taker back in the day, like back in the what would it have been? Early 90s, late 90s, whatever it was. I think it was 90. Well, I can't remember now. 96, something like that. I can't remember. No, it would have been earlier. 93. Because I know what you're talking about. It's like because he would like Undertaker would get hit and he would just like stand there like nothing happened. And they just beat the crap out of whoever it was. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. And you know what? In a way, I kind of wish they would have done something like that. Because even if you like if you did that and went down that path, you could still have the fiend, you know? And maybe the ooh, that could have been interesting. They could have done something like they're going, in that direction of Taker Bray at Mania. He beats Taker at Mania, beating the streak, gets all his powers, and that creates the fiend, you know, where it's like you can switch from Bray to the fiend, but fiend is with all the powers, kind of like how Taker had, you have the Undertaker and then you have the American Badass Undertaker, If they could have done something like that, that would have been really interesting if they could have done something like that.
Oh. First, Cody, as much as I was looking forward to defend.
Bray should have been the one to break the streak, the new believable gimmick sensation carrying kayfabe to the next generation. You know what? Let me pull back up this list. Let me pull this list back up. List of
There's that story, right?
WrestleMania matches. So this one is the streak. So, because of course, back in the day, they had it to where Undertaker was supposed to be this guy unbeatable because he's undead, right? So everyone up to like Kane made sense. So Jimmy Snuka, Jake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Diesel, and Psycho Sid. That all makes sense, right? That none of them should have beat him because they wanted to make him like this big, huge, scary character. But then you have Kane, which it still makes sense he should beat him because maybe they do like the older brother dynamic of he beats Kane because he's older, he's wiser, he knows more. Then you got Big Boss Man, Triple H, Ric Flair, Kane again. Uh, and you've already beat him once. Who's to say you can't beat him again? And then as you get lower and lower towards it, it's pretty much. Oh, Bray isn't even on this list. How come Bray's not on this list? That's so weird. How come Bray isn't on this list? Because I was gonna say, like, Triple H, no way he should have beat him. Shawn Michaels, no way he should have beat him. The only two people I can really, really think of is Bray Wyatt, like you said, or CM Punk. Those are like the only two guys. Because Bray, kayfabe wise, makes perfect sense. And then CM Punk, uh, kayfabe wise and popularity wise, to me makes sense.
What's your plan, Cody?
Kane versus Abel story would have worked too,
Because
but it wouldn't have done anything for Kane. Streak wasn't really established yet. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You think Cody's gonna win? That's an interesting question. Do you really think Cody Rhodes is gonna win the WWE Championship?
the deck's stacked against you just the same, except now the bar has been raised. Because you're not just dealing with Heyman and Solo and Jimmy and Roman. You are dealing with the
Hello, new viewer. If you would like to, you could join the chat with us. We've been having a great conversation for the past hour. I wish it would say like on the YouTube live thing, it would say like new viewer and who it is, so you can like introduce yourself. Oh, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm an idiot, man. My name is Kavika. This is Cultured Fans Wrestling, where we just talk about wrestling. We do predictions videos for pay-per-views that are coming up. I do commentary videos about things I find interesting. Uh, Sometimes me and my brother will do GM mode on the video games and stuff. We do all kinds of stuff here. Punk not really, because Undertaker chose the most prideful and powerful to humble them and take their souls. The louder Punk was, the good victim he put the pattern. Oh, he fit the pattern. My bad. My bad. He fit the pattern. You know what? You have a really good way with words. Like that last part. Uh or actually that whole paragraph or whatever you just put. Punk not really, because Undertaker chose the most prideful and powerful to humble them and take their souls. The louder Punk was, a good victim he fit the pattern. Like that last line I like.
I got to admit something to you right now. The man Roman Reigns is partly my fault. Nearly 12 years ago, we came down those stairs, tactical vests. We were brothers, forged from the same fire. I taught him everything I know. I am partly responsible for the man that he is, but I could have never imagined monster that he is become. And now that monster's got two heads. You can see us standing side by side with the only person on this planet who is as entitled and selfish as he is.
Hmm.
But when it comes to fighting the bloodline, when it comes to fighting The Rock, when it comes to fighting Roman Reigns, there is only one man on earth who is uniquely suited to be your shield.
Okay. Okay. He said the thing.
I'll give you the hint. He was once an architect. He's now a visionary. He's a revolutionary.
Hmm. Oh, my bad. I missed. Okay. Yeah, also, Taker's opponents never had to accept. They all did, though. You know why? Because in their minds, who the fuck does this Undertaker think he is? I won't back down. And their pride always made them. Except Taker's challenge. Taker chose his opponents carefully. So, are you kind of insinuating that Undertaker would only pick people he knew he could absolutely beat? Is that what you're insinuating? Because if so, that's an interesting, like kayfabe theory, you know? Each 3 times at WrestleMania. That's actually very interesting.
So, yeah, I'll research it. I think it's impossible.
Also, we're in like a really big wrestling boom right now. Because you have, of course, WWE's been blowing up past year, I would say. Uh, AEW, of course, TNA is back and trying to, reestablish themselves as a force in the wrestling world. In New Japan, I mean, man, no, he picked people he knew that would accept. Oh, okay. Undertaker always knew he can beat anybody. That's what made him Undertaker and badass. Ooh, okay. I see. So you're saying that like everyone he challenged, their ego was so big, he knew they'd accept. Because what better, thing on a resume to have than you beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania, streak or not, before the streak was established. That's you're exactly right. You know what? Man, this is weird. Now it has commercials. At first, it didn't have commercials. Now it has commercials. I'm okay with it. It's nice to kind of have that little brat background noise when I'm reading chat.
Into the credit card. Download the app today.
Are you comfortable? That's certainly comfortable.
At Wallace, where Sassy little comfortable property with socks, tees, underwear. Because your basic things should be your list. As always, my bridges, equals my dirty good. Visit wellness.com and get 20% off your first
Does I don't know what a bomba is.
start. Yes.
Standard of care. Safe, reliable, nurse-led care right at people's homes. That's been my goal for 20 years, and it always will be. Now, local agencies are looking for experienced nurses and caregivers.
So let's see. If we have Cody Roman at Mania. Oh wait, let's see. Yes, look at his victims. Young, EPD, ruthless Orton, egotistical, narcissistic Edge, Mark Henry, Shawn Michaels, self-explanatory, Triple H, self-explanatory, Punk already explained, and more. Yeah, no, you make perfect sense. You know, like now I'm just trying to think. So like,
It's a guaranteed next.
so then at that point, before the streak is like established, his first few wins at Mania, like against Snuka, Diesel, King Kong Bundy, those guys. Those guys accepted because they were like, this new guy can't be that good, right? So they're like, I can beat this new guy. He's nobody. I don't care if he's undead, 6 foot tall, 300 something pounds. I've been around the block for a minute now. He can't beat me. So yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. He picked people that knew would accept the match. Like Snuka. Snuka being his first one. Snuka had been around the block for a while. He was like, I'll fight him because I know I can beat him, but he thinks he can beat me. And there's a difference between knowing and thinking. You're exactly right, man. Are we back? Oh, I don't care about the Super Bowl. Yes, but Taker didn't plan that. Taker had no free will. Paul had Taker's soul in the urn. Later, Taker merged with his soul and dodged Paul. Ditched? Are you trying to say ditched right there? I think ditched. Paul. So Paul took revenge by reviving his son Cain. In the beginning, Taker had no free will. Yes, ditched. Okay. Let me reread that. Yes, Taker didn't plan that. Taker had no free will. Paul had Taker's soul and urn. I remember that. Later, Taker merged with his soul and ditched Paul. So Paul took revenge by reviving his other son Cain. So in kayfabe, is Paul Bearer their father? Because I thought the story was he worked at the Taker and Kane's parents' uh family funeral home. I thought that was the story. In the beginning, Taker had no free will. So at that point, Paul Bearer was using Undertaker as a puppet to do his bidding, I guess. Like, yes, of course, to do his bidding, but for what reason, you know? Was it to gain money because Taker would win matches, therefore get more money? Or is it deeper than that?
Still, and when go, look at this matchup between starting out. It's Gino Majesty, co-creator. Such a big project.
Yes and no. Paul is Taker's stepdad and Kane's biological dad. They are connected and brothers through their mother, who died in the fire that Kane caused. That's why his face is burned. See, I knew that part, but I did not know that he was Taker's stepdad and Kane's biological dad. I did not know that. I knew about the fire, the mother, all that kind of stuff. I had no idea that he was Kane's biological dad and the Undertaker's stepdad. Huh. Because see, right now I'm going through what is it? Because I started at King of the Ring in 1996, and I'm trying to go through um the entire Attitude Era.
Scared detectives. Taking the fight away.
Oh, so the match right now is Liv Morgan versus Zoe Stark. Winner gets in the women's Elimination Chamber match. That is what is happening. Let's see, what is this? Okay. Coolio. All right, man, it's late. I'm gonna go to bed. I got the notification on, so I will know you go live again. Well, thank you very much. You have a fantastic night. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy whatever content I put out in the future. Have a great night. 3:30 a.m. My goodness. Right. Just me. Let's have some fun. He probably looked at the time and went like, "Whoo, man, he's from Austria, and it's 3:30 in the morning right now. So it's February 13th, 3:30 in the morning, and he's just now going to sleep. Man, let's see. Let's find out a new fact. There's only one time zone in Austria. I'm learning a lot about Austria today. Let's see, how's it going over here? Do 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 do.
Stabbed him. Take the fight is over. Now the party is putting on master class. That's me all get selling.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's just perfect. Championship. WrestleMania.
Oof. Just copying Rhea Ripley right there.
So stuff, the continuity, the continuity going to help. It's not being or now. Isn't that we're trying to cross it?
Like, Liv Morgan's gonna win. That's the only thing that can happen. Because Zoe Stark winning doesn't make sense. She lost to Rhea Ripley. Rhea already. Oof. Man.
So start. We're just
What does that say? Cry baby?
Seems to like because it's supposed to post it. With the super king. So step from another chamber, resident so it's operating structure and liberated. Eating airplane for ticket elimination chamber. With springboard mission rocket. Now step on the top low.
Do-do-do-do.
Top low.
And oof. Yeah. Liv Morgan wins, of course. Duh. Wasn't gonna be anybody else. Judgment Day, here we go.
True. You got it, man. Look, we've had laughs together. But that joke is over. This is not part of our crew. You have never been part of the judgment day. And I've been clear about that from the get-go. Every beat you got was just a beat. There was no other alternative. It wasn't an initiation. There was no reinitiation. None of it. Nothing.
Hmm.
I'm serious, man. Look, I know it's hard for you to comprehend things sometimes, but I'm gonna be really clear and the message will be simple. Tonight, it's an execution. Can you get that through your skull?
Aw, they hurt Archie's feelings. He just wants to be a part of the group.
I'm reminded tonight, I'm a nervous wreck. Who got this for you?
You know what? I'm gonna start making that right now. While I'm sitting here live.
All things to care about. The next one makes sense.
I'm gonna have a push that back. I'm gonna have a thumbnail ready. So that way it's just not my thing. I don't know what it's called, the thumbnail thing. The whatever it is, I don't remember what it is. Open. New. Custom. Now we gotta get some assets. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? I feel like a madman just sitting here. Images. There we go. That's what I want. Save that image. Back to the quiet. No commercials. I know if I put it in here. I want that one. Right. Now what we need to do is this. See. Man, I like this one, but it's not in a PNG, which sucks. There we go. Almost got it. Undo that. Get you. You here.
No, I'm trying to be in my matches right now. But hey, I need your help, right? Hey, fellas, I want to play with you. And flash as well. Please, want to get the fight. Tell me they're gonna kill me. It's gonna be a little bit too far to trip for my right election. And I can't hear him say.
There we go. I'm gonna go get my food.
It's not, you got me there once I forget it. Why would you ever like to just nothing about you? I guess it makes sense for this sleazy crew to jack here. They don't concern about you. Sometimes, sometimes my heart skills, not skills.
Time to eat.
So like they're back to the police. Not one person.
Let's do this.
Back to business. In our trip now, let's just take out JD McDonough.
Oh.
Still feel good, Pat, because for months now, JD McDonough has been battling the fact that Archer claims that McDonough, the fact that Archer claims that McDonough isn't in Judgment Day. And so this is going to be a great opportunity for McDonough to fight. You're going to go too once for all. Or he can embarrass himself in front of Judgment Day. You lose Archer, the guy that everybody's trying to kick out from you. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, truth is wow. Well, truth is good. I think we're going to rock like my dad. I mean, he made money for it. He's the only lucky one I'm making. And JD sees the chance. Brings with Trump Arena and has already through CrossFit Bellinelli. Oh, he's still got 52 years old, maybe the most athletic player to ever exist. Oh, true. I think it's like a pretty good, I'm 36 and I told him Russell's taking a dump the other day. What all truth does is nothing short of phenomenal. Judgment Day should be honored that he wants to be a part of their group, but instead these sleaze bags. Oh, listen. There's been people say there's the attitude adjustment and saying stuff all right. They're homage to the R2's final city.
Man, another commercial. Let's see what Santy's up to. Hmm. There we go. We're back.
No, I did because it's not so.
I'm gonna turn it off while this is on. And mute it.
So against JV Victor, holding his own. Yeah, all truth is big law. Flying around like his own pal.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring an homage to John Cena. John Cena. So bigger than English baseball team is catching out. No. Right. What did John Lucy's do? Steve, you should get kicked out of Judgment Day. Actually, the punishment for winning should earn it. Yeah. Here's the roll. 20 Judgment Day should be punishment, not something that is won or lost. Then stink. True. Taking down McDonough. They could be closing the victory here. Maybe a priest did not look for the use myself. McDonough comes out of harm's way, kicks on. Look at this. It's ridiculous.
The devil inside. That's the name of your finisher.
I know, shoulders have changed. The very big one. Doing it tonight. But you can cross the truth. It's gonna. Let's go to Chester. It's up to the daddy. Tell her to this dad. Juice. You're the thing with the second trash. Amen. Brings plans he tried. But he's got what's there. And that boy here from the priest is going to. Listen, this is the way. Exactly. Damn. Staring like nuts. It's just the thing. Thank goodness for checking this out. Hey, thank you very much. Come on, appreciate it. You know I got your back all the time, right? You know it's the same for you, right? I appreciate it. Also, obviously heard you said it. You are not the only one who believes in me. I believe in it. And more importantly, they believe in me. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Wow, appreciate it. Well, it makes up for all night. The action is in the south. As Ron Drinker and Baron Phillips challenged Hope the edge on stats for the UFC Tag Team Championship. Plus, take his addicted from the humans. You believe in super teams? You're all the same as that. No way. The teams are strong. NXT, live tomorrow night, 8/7 Central, only USA. I love their Tuesdays.
Commercial time again. Back to Santy, I guess. You know you're not doing nothing right now, it don't look like.
It's Montana.
Okay, time to meet you. Hmm.
Over here. I guess I'm going to the before. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania, and it has been crazy. It has been wild, it has been chaotic, it has been confusing at times, but it's been unpredictable. And I love that about this. And man, I love this. I love this business so much. I was 15 years old the first time I stepped foot in the wrestling ring, and I have been obsessed ever since. And that obsession has been great at times, most of the time. I mean, it is the reason that I've gotten to travel around the world. It is the reason that I'm in front of you fine people. It is the reason that a girl who once failed gym class was able to go on and become the first woman to ever win the main event of WrestleMania. It is how I met my husband. It is why I have my daughter. I love you too. But that obsession has also been the reason that
Get him back. Got an hour left of wrestling. Yeah, an hour left.
and my daughter is only 3 years old, but I've already had to have some very difficult conversations with her. I've had to explain why her mother's face busted open and bloody. I've had to explain why I can't pick her up because I have a separated shoulder. I've had to explain why her daddy wants to fight Maui. And I'm going to the elimination chamber, and she's going to see my face smashed against the steel. She is going to see my body bruised and broken, but she is also going to see the brutality that her mother is capable of. Because I am obsessed
with this, and I have never been more obsessed with getting my title back, the title that I have not held in almost 2 years. And that starts with winning the Elimination Chamber and going face to face with one of the most dominant champions that we have ever seen. And a lot of you love Mommy. You don't think anyone can beat her. You don't think anyone can beat her. Just anyone. And she ain't never faced anyone quite like me. So, whether you love her, whether you hate her, whether you love me, whether you hate me. I want to take a moment. I want to make a little toast here. Actually, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
You gonna drink on live TV?
If you have a drink, if you have some popcorn, if you have a fist, I want you to raise it in the air. And this is to Rhea Ripley. Enjoy your last few weeks as champion. Bottoms up. Slash it.
Who's this? Oh, Nia Jax.
Becky, I know that you. Thank you. And I'm about to get in the ring with you, Pete. Chance to position it. If my mom wasn't half the mother that you are, I would be solo. Okay. My God, you're gonna win that match at Elimination Chamber. I know it. With that passion and that drive for your little girl, there's nothing that's gonna stop you from winning that match and going to WrestleMania. Just like nothing could have stopped me from beating Rhea Ripley and becoming the women's world champion. And at WrestleMania, it's going to be you versus.
Yep, kind of expected. Hey, Becky just standing back there. She's leaving. Mm. Mhm.
I'm just Jim McIntyre. True, congratulations on qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. But before we get there, next week you'll face the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. How does it feel to be one step closer to that World Heavyweight Championship?
All I've ever done is try to give the fans what they want. Cody second, yes, he's finishing his story. No matter what he said, the reason is for that. I know physically pushing him in the right direction is the real reason. The Seth's out there playing the big hero, but he wanted to make the match for himself. You know, the fans didn't want it. Selfish. Ask yourself, who's really the bad guy here? But you should be thanking not trying to fight me, and you've got other people saying, ooh, Drew just wants Roman versus Cody so he can get Seth in the world title match. That's not how it works around here. I'm the underdog. I had to beat AJ Styles last week, one of the best in the world, just to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. One of the most dangerous matches in WWE. Then I've got to win that. I'm doing things the right way. The drill.
Mhm. The right way, the Drew way.
Mate, I show get yourself for this match with Stevenson. You don't need this in your life right now. Two things you should be avoiding. Being in my prayers and fighting me one on one. You may not make WrestleMania. Just not talking about.
Roman Reigns and The Rock Friday live on SmackDown. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, isn't he on SmackDown? He's a SmackDown guy, but he's on Raw. Yeah. Hmm. WrestleMania 40 or 0.
You do my
Oh, I'm tired, man.
Turn off the no, it's a
And how does it Where are the kids, by the way?
I went to lunch with some bread. That was 3 days ago.
I can't wait to see what
Huh. Hmm. That's an interesting opinion.
Everybody has a chance to mix up the you know. Man, who would have thought? Archie is getting saved by DX. Kings of Kings. I was Road Dog Joe, by the way. Anywho, I got two words for you. No, thank you. He says, $60.
Oh, R-Truth is such a gem.
People, when you shove your cheek, it's 5 years back. Don't need to stop. I see them. Kids. Not sure it's a great shake, but it's skinny. That's really about the lives. Do it. That's there. Oh, don't be.
Wow, is here.
You gotta be kidding. The Elimination Chamber for the very first time in his career. Now, Holland doesn't wear the Olympics. Doing these wars. I don't think they care about it. I don't think they see the power of the
Why does Michael Cole like the antlers so much?
push. It's a fighting situation. Decide. That's it. Absolutely. Very dangerous. Like, that doesn't mean that they do like they especially year 2020.
Because I mean, LA Knight's gonna win, right? They ain't gonna put Ivar in there.
Chicken joint happy time. Child, stop. Oh, you doing it. And that's gonna fight the wall and the speaker into WWE.
Oh, hey. Oh, somebody clicked off.
WWE. If I can speak English. Get off. Get off. Get off. Basketball, Mr. Randall. The greatest speaker says, what was the barricade? No, it's at the top. Put you to trance. Get your ass tossed over the barricade. That's exactly what happened. I don't want to think everything. I want to toss it out back in the chamber.
Back to Santi.
Let's go around and he discovered the next block. It's a football field.
Regardless of where you're kept out.
They're not just Americans, right? You know, how much more?
No.
And John, it's a true good creation. And
I understand it's full. I understand what I'm saying. So
Right, we're back.
strategy. Moving to the right. Why should the three spots remain? Yeah. Well, for the three spots remain. Yeah. Well,
Oh, that was weird. It didn't look like Ivar was ready. Somebody either went too soon or too late. Something happened there.
honestly, still can't. Influence back,
Whoa.
let's set out it out. He's been, or as long I think that's it out. We have no technologies on. Well, the top opening up the stop to the acre.
Oh. Whoop. Power bomb.
Here. Four.
Miss. Oh, got him. No, no three. It's blunt force trauma that's LA Knight's finisher. Right? Think so. Oh, spinning heel kick. And LA Knight is going to the Elimination Chamber. Woo! Yeah. Oh, that was close. And so we'll figure out Friday. Interesting. I'm kind of pulling for Dominic Mysterio to be in it. I think that would be funny. That is what I would want. Thank you very much. Hey, just give it to us, WWE. Is what the people want.
Who's your knife? I'll make it recent. Keep my name out of your mouth. My name is what like a business. Who am I with?
New year, fresh fits. 25% off. Well, let's see what they got. See if they got anything new.
What we need to professionalism was the aspect of the storytelling.
It's very important because it gives for audience to see and feel like they can be a part of and achieve it and accomplish it themselves.
The most important thing to me is it gives me hope. That's why I believe African American stories is so important because it gives you hope. Like, hey, they doing something great. Maybe I can do something great too.
Whoa, you might come to that amazing camera.
Oh my goodness, I'm so ready to go to sleep. 25% off your purchases. One of three. New arrivals. Yeet. You can get a Yeet shirt.
Use the one restaurant. Yeah, we could afford only our $3 per diem. You were living when you went to Taco
Yeah,
Bell.
well, let's look at their home and office. Money in the bank lunchbox. Not much here. Or I should say not much, I would want.
I got a $1,000 camera, only $41 for me. Dealdash.com, online auction.
But collectibles.
This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34.
File.
This Nintendo
No,
Switch
file,
sold
filter, and sort. Filter by.
$6. I got Sparky Smoker for $26.
and shipping is always free. Go to dealdash.com right now and see how much you
They have
can
all the belts right up
If you're
front.
over 50 and can't walk due to physical or mental health problems, you may be entitled to Social Security disability. Call Disability Help today. If you can't regularly lift over 10 pounds, or if you can't stand all day long, you may be eligible for disability benefits. Disability Help
I
today
see this thing.
connects Social Security disability applicants just like you with representatives nationwide. Call now.
I can't wait to see what I'm capable of.
Just Friday.
Oh, no, I want to keep looking at that.
Stop saying SmackDown. The Elimination Chamber qualifying matches continue.
Hmm.
You can see that live this morning. It's listen to only on Fox. So, yes, sure. When we see the change, alright, for the attack, and injected against regulators also and anti-riot against judgment there. This is Phoenix, yeah.
So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What?
Chance out of the rail to get into elimination chamber. Before I speak to upper management, I'm going to assume you made the right decision and put me in. Yes or yes?
Why is it so hard to understand that I am upper management? And no, I haven't made a final decision. There are a lot of people that want this opportunity to understand and like it.
Let me explain this to you. It's supposed to be the biggest WrestleMania time, and it cannot be the biggest WrestleMania without me. Chelsea! What everything is about you. It's opportunity. I'm trying to earn my chance to compete in Australia for my family.
Ladies, listen. Finally, all this matter what we're doing. Okay, it's gonna be Raw and SmackDown superstars. There's a lot to consider.
Me champion considered. I need a one-on-one match, not some loser battle royal. You people like this and Shayna Baszler, Joey Stark. Fix it. Wow. Yeah, we were actually stopping in here to talk to Adam Pierce about the Kabuki Warriors and the women's tag titles. I think I can get you. Yeah, because actually up next week to take Chelsea's hopes and dreams. Last chance battle royal do the same thing as that I'm going to do her. Tear her apart. When? Why? When? This glasses work. Tell me that you did not see the follow me this whole time. You speak to management. I can't.
Okay, that's right.
He needs a drink.
Sit.
Uh, Man, this is such a great theme song. Like, it's not even close. Anaheim, California. I wonder where they're at right now. I'm sure they said it. I just don't remember.
Of extreme and affirmation. Last year, the different WrestleMania season, CME realizes he published the books and he tries to gain one time against Nakamura. This is an interesting rivalry between these two men. It dates back a number of years, back in 2016, when Shinsuke Nakamura first appeared on the scene in WWE. Sami Zayn had his debut match back in NXT TakeOver Dallas. He's been around the block a time or two. Very well first. Know each other greatly. I'll wait here in the main event Monday Night Raw in WrestleMania season.
WrestleMania season. I ain't even made it to Elimination Chamber yet. Come on. Come on, Nakamura. Oh, that's just funny. Let's see if I can find a better one. Transparent.
Maybe we can get a figure guard.
You hear that, Nora?
Parent.
Maybe we can get a figure guard.
You hear that, Nora?
From free credit scores to home loans and everything in between. Into credit cards. Download the app today.
These are guaranteed.
Uh-oh.
I have been refunded. Yes, friendly matches.
These are guaranteed maximum refund.
Last week, number smart, man, so smart.
Mhm.
I'm so smart, makes me better than Justin. Nah. My smart man has to make you catches, you can only dream. I have been on top.
Let's see what Santa's up to.
I had terrible sweating problems.
Filter is already free. I'm gonna get some shit. You never have to worry about costly damage from all gutters and cat.
Call us today.
That's Especially the free inspection.
Are you? At once, we're obsessed with socks. Because your basic things should be your best. It's always one bridge. As long as the person.
Not everyone's.
Mhm.
Start from your own direction. Goodbye.
Do you? Or it's- You- So like. Just 6 games, it's out. It's been electrifying here in Lexington all evening.